This is it, Kajaki Dam. What it's all about.
It's a water, got burn pit.
There's about 16 odd here at Athens, 7, 8 up at Normandy.
And your mum looks hotter every month.
Taking 8 up here.
A few Chinese rockets, bit of boom boom in the valley. Well, that's it. It's lucky because we're out of ammo.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Hepworth-Bell. You're watching the Fan Carpets. Tonight we're at the Imperial War Museum for the Kajaki, the True Story Home Entertainment launch. Had you ever heard of the Kajaki story before this?
Well, I had seen the film before when it came out, and I had no idea about it. And I went in expecting what I was judging by all the publicity was going to be a pretty special war film, and then I just sat there with a gape. Really, it was the most compelling and gripping and harrowing and difficult but brilliant film I think I've ever seen. There's never been a war film like it.
I just found it on Google. So I decided, I'd met some young soldiers and I hadn't realised how young people were when they went to war, and I sort of decided then that we really should make a war film, a contemporary war film with Brits in. See lots of American war films, but we don't see any with Brits in. So having decided that, I just got into the office Monday morning, opened the laptop, Google search, incidents in Afghanistan, and I think this came up within 10 minutes. But the key thing was, once you drill into it and you read the stuff, you just go, wow, it's just an amazing story.
If you take the guys out of this, the horrible situation they're in, if you kind of put them in any kind of horrific situation, it's all about how they kind of come together and just help each other, and the dialogue and all the jokes and everything. It was just like listening to or reading about me and my friends. It just really hit home, and it's just very, very authentic, really, and obviously it's a true story as well. So
fantastic script and an amazing story, and getting the chance to tell that, yeah.
Were you shocked at how graphic the special effects makeup was?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty shocking on set when we knew that they were prosthetics and we were looking at them, and so I mean, to see it in the film as well, it just kind of really brings it. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, I think the whole point really of the film is about being genuine and authentic, and so it's about getting those injuries right as well. So the reality is that it's not big explosions, and it is explosions as you see them and the injuries as you see them, and so it's horrific as they are, that's what happens. So yeah, it's pretty shocking to see that.
Well, I mean, I still maintain the only one true artist on the set throughout the whole film was Cliff Wallace, who did the prosthetics. Just an amazing job he did. And if you consider the circumstances he did it in, 50-degree heat, constantly filming every day, and on occasion having to dress 5 people's wounds. It's not just one person he has to get right. So he did an amazing job.
Well, yeah, Cliff Wallace did an amazing job. A lot of the veterans who've seen it, as well as we had the medic on set who served in Afghanistan, and he said it's as accurate as you can get without actually blowing someone's leg off for real. It's so yeah, it's pretty gruesome, but not for the sake of showing. Nothing is shown just for gore's sake. It's there for a reason to show the realities of war.
Yeah, and that's the effect you want.
Yeah. So. Well, it's about several men trapped in a minefield, and some of them get hurt. So it's there are moments where you don't want to watch, but at the same time you can't take your eyes off it. But it's not too much of a contradiction.
Basically, I have a lot of friends who have been in various wars and work as territorial army guys. We watched the movie, thought it struck a really good chord. You don't often get the chance to see a war film where there isn't a bullet or a gunshot in the entire film, and there's a lot of dialogue as well, so it really tells a different kind of story about what we all assume goes on. It's actually about the brotherhood between soldiers and what they go through in times of major crisis and how they deal with that, which makes the film stand out, makes it different, and gives us a good talking point as well. So all of those reasons attracted me to the film, and I like working with people who try something different. I think it's hard to make a film in that way where you have a lot of dialogue, not so much action, although there is action in it. I think that's a brave thing to do, so doing something different is what I'm all about.
How long did it take you to prepare for this role?
Well, we had maybe 3 or 4 weeks before we all got together just to kind of prepare and read up about the military and do our own kind of research, which I tried to do as much as I could. But then we had a week's prep in the UK where we did like a 2-day boot camp in Friday Woods in Colchester, where we just got beasted and put through our paces by ex-paratroopers, and then we went to Shabazz House, which is the Help Hero Centre in Colchester, and got to meet some of the real guys, the real serving soldiers who were injured, speak to those, and then we went out to Jordan. We had a week's prep there, and again we had the military advisors all the way through, and then throughout the whole shoot they were there just kind of making sure everything was authentic. So we kind of did our own prep, then we got the prep that they got us to do, and then we just kept getting reminded throughout the film, because the details are kind of the most important thing really. They wanted to make sure everything was completely accurate really.
Yeah, about a couple of months we had sort of an intense diet plan and workout pre-going to boot camp, and then we had Luke Hardy from Selected Security took us right through our boot camp, and then stayed with us throughout the journey while we're out in Jordan. That's where we filmed it, Jordan.
Do you think this will open the door for more patriotic modern day war films?
I hope so. I mean, hopefully it will open the door to more kind of authentic and genuine war films, because the reality of war isn't that, you know, it's all gung-ho and you've got a hero who's, you know, jumping through fire and, you know, doing these crazy stunts. The reality is that it's all about kind of these incidents and you know, just a small incident like this that a lot of people would have probably seen on the news and you wouldn't have thought too much about it. When you actually watch a film like Kajaki and see the reality of that situation, it will make you think a lot more about those things. So hopefully it'll open the door to just some more authenticity really in cinema when it comes to war.
It may change people's view of how to go about making a war film or what a war film can do. But I think mainly it would just bring home to people what goes on and what people were doing for years, and the danger and the courage. And the forces charities will probably, hopefully, get a boost from more people seeing Kajaki, and that's certainly why I support the film. And I was tweeting about it constantly after I saw it, and they got in touch and said, we need all the help we can get, because it's hard to get the word out, you know, unless you've really got a big budget. You can't really.
Have you met the soldier that you were portraying? Have you met the real lifer?
Yeah, I met him. I mean, I think he was very much on the fence about the project while we were filming it, understandably, because it was, you know, the most horrific day of his life. Yeah. So I didn't really speak to him throughout the process, but then when we'd wrapped and we were sort of approaching the premiere of the film, I got a phone call one day, and I didn't recognise the number, and I answered it. I said, hello. He said, Andy. I said, yeah, hello. Thought I recognised the voice, and he said, Andy, it's Stan Smith. And I was like, hello, how are you? He goes, I'm good, mate, how are you? I was like, yeah, good, how are you? And basically he'd spoken to Tug, who had seen the film, who was raving about it, said, mate, you need to come and watch it, it's going to be, you know, you'll be really happy. And he said, so anyway, I'm going to come to the premiere, and if you fancy meeting up on Sunday, go for a few drinks. I'm around in London. So we met up, had a few too many drinks, and then a couple of days later was the premiere. So yeah, I speak to him all the time now, and actually on the day of the premiere, because we hadn't seen the film, none of the cast, so until the premiere, so I was a bag of nerves, not knowing what to expect and all the rest of it, and he actually rang me up and he was like, mate, you did fantastic, and kind of talked me down. So it was quite nice that there was that kind of transition from him being a bit unsure to then kind of trying to calm me down before the premiere. But yeah, he's wicked, and I know he's really happy.
You've done it justice.
Yeah, and that's exactly. And do you know what? You know, doing it justice is kind of the thing really. That's what we were really trying to hope to do more than anything. And I mean, we did a screening, an older shot, and an older man got up in the Q&A at the end, and he said he served in 3 para for about 30 odd years, and he said, you guys weren't actors up on screen there, you were airborne, you were 3 para, and that was kind of as good a compliment as we could have hoped for really. The people who really know about it and, you know, really care were the ones that really like it, so yeah.
What was the soldiers' reaction when they heard that you were going to make their story into a film?
Well, I mean, to a man, their first question was, have you spoken to Bob and Jem yet? And Bob and Jem are Mark's parents. So once the soldiers realised that we'd spoken to Bob and Jem and got them on board, then they were happy to talk to us. A little bit suspicious, because, you know, we're the media. But you know, they came with us. We promised them they could look at the first drafts of the script and comment on them, which we did. And really, that whole process was invaluable, because it gave us gave the film the richness it's got, the humour it's got. You know, that each of these characters comes to life. And we only got that because we spoke to the guys.
Well, no, unfortunately Mark passed away, so I got to meet his parents, Bob and Jem. So obviously Mark was the only person that lost his life at that event, so yeah, it was a bit hard and a bit trickier for that reason.
What made this story stand out and make you want to make a film out of it?
Oh, it's just an incredible story. I mean, I think the key thing is if you can read something and just, you don't believe it's true, but you know that it's true, you just think immediately, this has got to be a movie. And that was really how I came across the story.
Finally, quick question, is there going to be another series of QI, and are you going to be on it?
Yeah, we're making it at the moment actually. We've got 3 more to do next week. In fact, one of the veterans who's depicted in the film has just asked me for tickets, so that's a small thing I've been able to do.
It's great, and it's great to get it finally onto home entertainment. So we've done the release, now it's going out June the 8th. It'll be in all major retailers, iTunes, Amazon, all the normal places you can get DVDs, so get out there and buy it.
That's all from us. You've been watching The Fan Carpet. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and goodbye for now.
What do I do? What do I do?
He's going to set off another.
Edward, do it!
Just sit tight, alright? We're going to get you out of here.